All right, well, welcome to our second ever 10 a.m. Collider coffee break, just to chat a little bit with the community and let people know what we're doing. So a reminder for everyone listening that Collider's a 501c3 nonprofit. We're based in Rochester, Minnesota, and we support Rochester entrepreneurs through events, education, space, and storytelling. You can find out more about Collider at our website at collider.mn. We're also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I don't think I forgot anything in there, but you can basically find us on all those things. So that's a great way to link up, as well as in our weekly newsletter. So the weekly newsletter comes out every Sunday morning, I believe at 8 a.m. And it's a really great way to stay up to date with all that we're doing, including getting the links to this video. So that would be a great way. And you can just sign up for that on our website as well at collider.mn. All right, so I am going to turn it over to Jamie and let him take it from here.
Thanks, Amanda. So just a few things this week that we would like to highlight. The first is our first ever education program, Basics of Entrepreneurship from Idea to Customer, is going to happen on July 7th. Registration will probably go out another week or a little more than that. So there's still time to register. You can go to collider.mn/BOE for Basics of Entrepreneurship. And we would love to have you in the class. I've been really impressed at the number of people enrolling in the class, and I'm hoping that we see quite a number of new entrepreneurs resulting from that class. So it's really excited. I'm really excited to see that happen. The course is free, but we do ask that you purchase around $40 of course material, which actually I have props this week. Are both these books, Discipline Entrepreneurship and the Discipline Entrepreneurship Workbook. And really, we're only focusing on a small portion of the Discipline Entrepreneurship for this particular program. So hopefully we'll see more as well. So we think that these are invaluable tools that will help you along your entrepreneurial journey. If you're unable to purchase these course materials, we definitely have scholarships that are available to help you out with that. And those are, of course, need-based. So feel free, on our registration page, we have a link to for you to jump in and be able to request that. On the Collider co-working side of things, we're really pleased to announce our first, what we're calling co-working specials. You know, we want to see so many new faces here at Collider Co-working, and perhaps a few old ones back at Collider Co-working. So for new members, we're offering the first month at Collider Co-working for free with a 6-month commitment. And this is perfect for those of you that maybe feel stuck at home or maybe need a day or two a week just to jump into a new space. Or even considering moving maybe out of your home or out of your current office location and into a full-time space. So we're really excited. We really want to see a lot of new members and really add to our community here at Collider Co-working. So for existing members, we're also introducing a referral policy. So if you refer someone to Collider and they sign up to basically at our $110 a month starter desk package or above, you're going to get 25% off your next month's membership. So yet another great way to get more people into the space and allowing this sort of collaborative effect to happen has been amazing so far. So we want to just amplify that and see it happen. So you can check that out at collider.mn/coworking-specials. I have no clue why I did that, but for now it's collider.mn coworking-specials. And just as a reminder, the safety of our members is our first priority. So we want to ensure that your time in Collider is safe and a whole lot of fun. So we are, of course, still implementing all of our safety protocols around COVID-19. You'll see people walking around here when they're up from their desks wearing masks, doing a lot of good hand hygiene. Yay, Collider members, it's been awesome. And then the last thing I have is, we talked about Shrpa briefly last week, just by happenstance, but the news came out this week that Chris Lukenbill and Andy Vig from Shrpa are announced their deal with our local TV station KTTC, where Shrpa's platform will be featured on KTTC's website, as well as every Thursday during the noon show on KTTC, a Shrpa will be highlighted and featured. So that's fantastic news for a great Collider-based company, and we wish them all the luck with that. So head over to kttc.com. Shrpa is located in the right sidebar. If you click into that, you'll see a very similar experience to the Shrpa you know and love. And I'm just really proud of all the work they've done. So with that, I'll hand it back to Amanda.
Awesome. I'm wanting to look at my camera. Last time I think I was looking off to the side because I wasn't quite sure where it was. So hopefully now I'm looking at the camera. So anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about some upcoming events next week. I feel like July has kind of sped away from us. So I wanted to talk about 1 Million Cups Rochester, which is going to take place next week virtually. I think this will be like our third. We've been in virtual 1 Million Cups since I think April. For those of you who have never been to a 1 Million Cups before, this is a really great opportunity to check it out. It is virtual. You can connect in from your home. 1 Million Cups Rochester is really a program out of the Kauffman Foundation, which is a Kansas City-based organization. 1 Million Cups occurs in 160 different communities across the US. And the really cool thing about it is that it takes place at 9 a.m. at local time, wherever it's happening. So on July 1st, the next 1 Million Cups Rochester will take place. So it's ours is the first Wednesday of every month. And the virtual room will open at 8:45, just to allow people to make sure they're there before the talks start and give them some time to network. I know it's a little weird to network virtually, but I think we're all getting the hang of it. So for those of you who have never been to a 1 Million Cups Rochester before as a participant, it's really kind of, we ask people to actively listen and engage. 1 Million Cups Rochester, it's not a pitch. It's more telling your story as an entrepreneur and asking the community for help on a specific issue that you're facing with your business, and kind of get that collective knowledge from the audience. We really do encourage people to actively listen and to participate in a constructive way. For people thinking about sharing their story at 1 Million Cups Rochester, because it's not a pitch, it's sharing your story, people are always welcome to apply. The organizers really are looking for groups that are a little bit beyond the idea stage to really get a good story and to really get feedback from the community. So just think about that when you're thinking about 1 Million Cups Rochester, and also, you know, what kind of innovation you have in your company. So for more information about that, you can go to the 1 Million Cups website at 1millioncups.com/Rochester, and that's one like the number, millioncups.com/Rochester. And if you're applying, make sure you're applying to the Rochester, Minnesota 1 Million Cups. We hear all the time that people submitted applications and we don't see them. They've done it multiple times. Make sure you're applying to the right one. And if you don't hear anything, let one of the organizers know. So this Wednesday, July 1st, which I can't believe July 1st is next week, we're going to hear from the Collider-based startup, Fyooz Financial Planning, and also HACER. HACER is also a group we've been working with. I think if it was in normal times, we'd be working with them a little bit more on this program in person, where we were going to help them host one of the events. But they're launching a program called Creando Ando in the community. HACER is a nonprofit that is a research-based Hispanic nonprofit, and they're launching this program called Creando Ando to instill entrepreneurial mindset through design thinking in Latino entrepreneurs here in Rochester. So again, join us on July 1st. The best way to find information about that is probably through the 1 Million Cups Rochester Facebook page. So I would recommend going there to get the Zoom link. And it'll also be in the Collider newsletter on Sunday. So that would also be a great place to find that. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is the stories on Rochester Rising this week. So this week we aired episode 181 of the podcast. We actually got to share some audio from a webinar we did at the end of May called Inspirational Collisions with Lena Prodden-Namstick. Lena is a biotech entrepreneur who has a bioinformatics company that she's bringing, or a biotech company that she's bringing from Boston to the Rochester area. And the idea with these inspirational collisions was really to understand, how people are building their business in Rochester, why they're building it here, the challenges they're facing, and what really inspires them to be an entrepreneur, as well as leave people with some tangible takeaway that they can apply to their personal or professional life. So check out the podcast, episode 181 with Lena. You can find it on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on the Rochester Rising YouTube channel. So you can check it out in any of those places. Also this week, we covered the latest WE Forum, which is a Women Entrepreneurs Forum that's hosted by the Kabara Institute for Entrepreneurial Studies. And they were actually talking about certification as a women and minority-owned business. So this isn't something I really thought about much before, but really diving into it, again, you can read the story, but the bottom line was that, if you're a women-owned business or minority-owned business, you really should think about becoming certified. It opens you up to opportunities to use the government as a client, as a customer. We may not think that the government is a customer, but anytime they have to make purchases, a lot of their purchases are through bids, or they have to fill some kind of, they have some numbers that they have to meet as to the number of women-owned or minority-owned businesses that they have to do business with. So it's a really great way to open up that opportunity, not just for construction and manufacturing businesses, things like professional education, things like clothing, shoes, health trainings. Those are all things that government has to purchase. And if you go through the certification process, which is free, you just basically have a competitive advantage over, or you're gaining advantage over other businesses. So it kind of helps to level that playing field. So check out our synopsis of the WE Forums in article format that went out on Thursday. And you can also check out that webinar on the Rochester Area Chamber of Commerce's YouTube page. So that is all that I wanted to talk about. Jamie, do you have any final thoughts before we close?
No, just hopefully it wasn't too distracting. Our alarm system went off here in the middle of everything. So that's life in a co-working space. So hopefully that wasn't too distracting, but really looking forward to all the great things we have in the next couple of weeks, and just keep moving forward, everyone.
Yeah, well, thanks everyone for joining us today. If you found this video informative, a fun way to kind of connect with us, please share it. So more people can hear what we're doing. Like it on YouTube, subscribe to the Colliders YouTube page or YouTube channel. That's really the best way you can help us and stay up to date with what we're doing. So thanks for joining us all this morning, and hopefully everyone has a great weekend.